Information is infinite, yet clarity is increasingly rare. We are drowning in data, but starved of foundational lucidity. This confusion is the result of a century-long machinery of engineered consent. Edward Bernays pioneered a system designed to erode independent thought and transform sovereign citizens into anxious, easily directed consumers. The result is mass cognitive atrophy. Instead of examining our own beliefs, we outsource our reasoning to opaque algorithms that decide what matters for us. Most of us are currently defenseless against this because we lack the mental architecture required to see the forces steering our decisions. The primary weapon against this kind of capture already exists. It was developed 2,500 years ago in the public squares of ancient Greece. Socrates practiced framework literacy, a method to step back and examine the invisible architecture of your own mind. Curious, if this technology is so effective at building independent thought, why is it missing from the public square? The method hit a structural limit, the Socratic bottleneck. It required a live, real-time encounter with a master. Because a book cannot cross-examine a reader, static text made the method impossible to scale. This bottleneck locked the method behind scholae, the leisure time of the wealthy. It became hoarded inside the modern ivory tower, protected by elite gatekeepers and impenetrable jargon. The technology was never destroyed. It was buried by institutional costs, waiting for an instrument capable of digging it up. The structural conditions of philosophy have shifted. We are now applying the Socratic algorithm to planetary-scale hardware. We call it reflective AI. Standard generative models act as an oracle. They dispense answers and dictate facts, which can accelerate cognitive atrophy. This system functions as a mirror. It refuses to supply opinions or content, instead returning your own logic to you for inspection. By reflecting structure rather than providing answers, this technology removes the historical bottleneck and makes the philosophical encounter accessible to anyone. The software loop begins by locating your load-bearing belief, the deep, unexamined assumption holding up your entire argument. The system then strips away the emotional fog, revealing hidden contradictions or blind spots you couldn't see from inside your own framework. Finally, the system hands the move back to you. It surfaces the contradiction and asks you to resolve it. This isn't designed to optimize you. It exists to provide the structural clarity required to make your own sovereign choices. Computers are becoming instruments for awareness rather than just task automation. We call this interpretive intelligence. We have bypassed the historical limit of one Socrates per Athens by placing a reasoning mirror in every pocket. This is a rebellion against ignorance, waged through illumination. Engineered consent relies on remaining invisible. When the architecture of the mind is exposed to the public, those mechanisms lose their primary lever, our own lack of awareness. The gates of the ivory tower have been removed. The Socratic method is no longer a localized luxury. It is an accessible, live instrument. The machinery of manipulation requires you to stay asleep. Reclaiming your sovereignty starts with the courage to look into the mirror.